So recently, Idris Elba was almost shot trying to step into an altercation between a man arguing with his girl outside a club.
Idris Elba. Some of his most memorable roles have been gun-wielding good guys, but the actor was left terrified after being threatened at gunpoint during an altercation in the United States. He said, "I nearly lost my life after attempting to stop a man who was threatening his girlfriend outside a club." He said a guy was screaming in her face, saying, "I will blank blank kill you." And Idris went over and said, "Look how beautiful she is. Why would you talk to this beautiful princess like that?" The star says he pulled out a gun, stuck it right in my face, and goes, "You talking about my girl?" He thought I was trying to hit on her. And I remember thinking, I better not talk to him like that because there are consequences. So, needless to say, Idris lived to tell the story, but this could have ended badly. We're glad he is okay. Yeah.
See, this is why you got to be careful jumping into situations like this, because you don't know what's really happening. You don't know what happened before that and what's going to happen after. Like, they can get fighting, doing all that. You in between, you get shot, and then they'll be back together the next day. You dig what I'm saying? It's couples who, that's how they operate. That's their love language, is fighting. Like Ike and Tina, and then you be the guy shot and put in the hospital, and then they be back together the next day. So I would say the best thing to do is kind of hover in those situations and make sure he don't jump on her. As long as he don't jump, then it is what it is. Because once you start engaging in that conversation with him and he already irate, it's consequences, like Idris Elba say. You don't know if he going to pull out a gun and shoot you, if he physically bigger than you. You know what I'm saying? If he Mike Tyson size, you got to wait before you say something, okay? You know what I'm saying? Now, if he like this, he have your size, you'd be like, what if you don't sit down somewhere? Ain't nobody going to be doing all of that while I'm around. You know what I'm saying? Not on my watch, Mike Tyson size, you'd be like, hey man, I ain't really want nothing. I was just looking for something. I thought I had dropped my earbud over here or something. I was just trying to see what was up. You mean pocket dial 911 in your pocket, stalling, hoping they show up before Mike Tyson go upside your head? I was just trying to see if you had knew. What's that restaurant be on 3rd Street? I'm telling y'all, man, I'm telling you, it's so hardcore. I just forgot where it is. How you get, because right around the corner, right? It's just like when you a dude, you have to operate like this because when you get to banging with another dude, first of all, no matter how small they is, if they got that thing on them, you lose. You know what I'm saying? So you got to keep that in mind because when dudes going off this, that, and other, you don't want to agitate the situation. I did a video not too long ago. It was a lady. They was at like some event or something, and this dude complimented her. She didn't respond, and he got irate. So he started following her around and all this stuff and just going crazy, talking about how he'll put him in the trunk of the car and they'll be on forensic file. He was tripping. But he wasn't no little dude. And see, this is the thing about women. Like, they want you to get irate like he getting to prove something. You know what I'm saying? And because she made the statement, it's crazy. All these men around here ain't saying nothing and letting him talk to us crazy like this. It's yeah, because for one, we know if we get we know he off for him to be talking about forensic files because he complimented you and it didn't go the way he wanted, right? So 2, he's decent size. So we're going to have to rumble if it got to go down. Or he might have a gun on him, this, that, and the other. But then it made me mad that she didn't acknowledge it was a whole group of guys that were standing around making sure ain't nothing happened to her. As she said that, it was 2 guys within the camera shot. Then it was right before she said that, it was another 2 standing around watching the guy. Then there was another 2 that started talking to him, this, that, and that. It was the whole time the video was taking place. It was men standing around making sure ain't nothing happened to her. Now they was letting him talk, but they wasn't engaging because it seemed like every time you anybody engaged or talked to him, he got more irate. So they was laying in the cut, just relaxing, seeing how it was going to play out. Now, if he got to trying to snatch the chick by the hair or something, I bet 1,000% all the dudes that standing around was going to go into action and peel him up off of her and make sure ain't nothing happen. But see, the woman be wanting you to react how they want you to react. They want you to jump in and be, the heroic, oh, I'm going to save the day. And then you be dead. And then they be back together next week. And I know I just mixed up the two situations, but it's like, listen, this lady wanted them to step in and do all of this yipping and yapping. Then they would have got into it. Let's say he do got a gun. Let's say he do shoot somebody. Now you done stepped in and lost your life because you stepping in, speaking up, being all big over something where, like, somebody said that in the comments, like, that ain't my wife, that ain't my, like, I'm not doing all of that to intervene unless he doing something. And it's the thing, like, y'all love to holler, protect women and protect black women and this, that, and that, and it's all good. We do that for sure, as you can see in the case of Idris Elba, as you can see in the case of the video that I was talking about that I did before. It's plenty of men standing around waiting to protect you. But as long as he talking, cool, let him talk. But if he go into action, then we going to have to get out and we'll do something, you know what I'm saying, to get him up off you. We're just going to let it go down, let him just beat you or nothing like that. But they be wanting you to react how they want you to react, or they want you to jump in and like, yo, it don't work like that. It don't work like that, nor is it wise. Because when you just jump in like that, off the rip, you don't know what's happening. And oftentimes, if a couple is like doing all this out in public, they do that. They do that. Like if they get to doing that out in the public space, at the club, at the restaurant, and this, that, and other, they 9 times out of 10 do that all the time. So this is the dicey game you play. Like my cousin told me this lesson one time. And like, same type of joint happened. Somebody had went upside her head, and and I'm like, I'm about to go see about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up? She called me. And my cousin like, why don't you go over there? Jumping into all of that. You don't know what type of family they got and this, that, and other. And he like, and then they'll be together the next week. He like, I done did that. I done went and jumped on somebody for my sister or whatever, whoever. And then they was together the next week. And I'm looking stupid. And so it's like it was a valuable lesson, because it's like, yo, and what happened? They was together again. After the call was made to me, the sympathy call to get me to do something that I'm glad I listened to somebody else and didn't do, I figured out not too long after that, oh, this is their love language. This is how they talk. This is how they love on each other. They fight. You know what I'm saying? So then that's okay. Now, when you go and get to jumping in and all of that and pulling up on people and doing all of this and fighting with this person and that person and fighting with whole families because they done got into it, then after that, where's we going with that after that? Because now you mad, you don't know how far down the wormhole that's gonna go. Because once a man get involved, fighting and scrapping and with another dude, a lot of times that's gonna evolve into something else. Somebody lose the fight, everybody ain't got the, oh, I lost mentality. I'll get you next time mentality. No, they a lot of people, when they lose, oh, it's gunplay after that. So now, if you get that started, now people is having fights, gunplay, beef, ongoing beef. And then the two people that started it is back happily together. What type of sense that make? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, in these type of situations, you got to be real careful about how you insert yourself in somebody else's problems, because you don't know if this is normal for them or not. And you don't know if it's going to get you to lose your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's dicey. It's a dicey game to be playing. And I would rather say, just hover and make sure if you jump on her, then, we go into action then. But just inserting yourself and trying to be all, like Idris says, it's going to get you in some trouble. You know what I'm saying? Gonna get you to feel them consequences. But it's your boy P. Camp. Let me know what you think, what you don't think. Get at your boy.